In an unprecedented act of selflessness, I have decided to wear this fragrance to work, not twice in a row,
but 3 days in a row.
Good morning, it's Julia Graham. We're back at Perfume in the Car. It came, it arrived, it's here. Kayali Vanilla 29. This is not Vanilla 29. This is Vanilla Royale Sugared Patchouli 64 Eau de Parfum Intense. I've been trying to film this video or put it together for well over a week, and I want to do it with clarity, consistency, and compassion, because those are the 3 C's by which I live. And so before I can get into this video, I have to tell you why I can't use the 4 days of filming. Because I live by the 3 C's, clarity, consistency, and compassion, and because perfume is actually magic. Perfume is actually magic because what I like and what you like are different. What I like is different on different days, depending on the weather, depending on my state of hormonal flux. It's different depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what memories I associate with those smells. Perfume is magic, and talking about perfume is a little bit strange because it's like trying to show somebody how something tastes. Now look, I want to tell you that I wore the same fragrance to work 3 days in a row, this particular fragrance, which I don't normally do. I don't normally wear the same fragrance 3 days in a row. I filmed all that footage, I edited the footage, and this piece right here I'm doing that kind of wraps it all up, I have spent hours and hours filming and editing this, and I'm just not happy with any of it. So this is the one. This is take 200. Marcello! Does anybody remember that? But ultimately, what I want to say to you is that my first impression of this is very different from what I learned over those days. So I'm very, very glad that I didn't just wear the thing and post the thing. I did watch 3 videos about this before I started filming these, and I watched Marcelina Teresa, and then Emmy from Emmy's World of Fragrance, and I watched Rosea, and then I haven't watched Carmen Centric's video. I haven't watched anybody else's videos about this because, you know what, here, I will throw in the story of how and why I had to get this fragrance. So here's that. I made a video a little while ago about, 5 I love, 5 I hate, and in that one, Kayali Vanilla 28 showed up in the 5 I hate, and I jokingly said,
Mona, we should try one more time. Vanilla 29, I'd be all over that.
And then Monica Tan, who is a human being, after all, watched my video and commented that she was sorry that I didn't like her perfume and that she hoped there was one in the line that I did like. There's a human being behind these things, and I guess I forget about that. I am sorry for my comments, how I said them. I can't apologize for what I like or don't like, but I can apologize for how I said it. So, lo and behold, this must have been in the works for a long time. My biggest beef with Vanilla 28 was the same as everyone else's, and it was the performance. And so lo and behold, Monica Tan listened and gave. The actual review part of this, without any of the other stuff, that is what's causing me to not post all of it as once. That doesn't make any sense, but you'll see, if you stick with me to the end, you'll see why I didn't want to. So here's my take on the notes, the pyramid structure, and the name of the fragrance. The pyramid is sweet, warm and spicy, patchouli, woody, vanilla, food, rum, leather, earthy, and then balsamic. So that is how, to me, the perfume pyramid is how this feels. And I'm going to tell you something. That's how it feels. It is sweet. It is warm, it is all of those things. So it really does, the pyramid really speaks to this fragrance. So there is that. I will give it that. It's the order that I am not in agreement with, but all of the elements are there.
And that right there, folks, is the moment that the lipstick landed on my teeth. So for the rest of this video, I probably have lipstick on my teeth, and you know, the whole thing is such a disaster. We're just gonna let it go.
We can move into the notes. At the top, you have rum, vanilla orchid, and jasmine. In the mid, that's where the vanilla and the spicy notes come. There's like a creme brulee note, they're saying, and then tonka bean and rose. And then it's the base that's what is supposed to last the longest. And so there is where we're getting our patchouli and the sugar from the name, because there's brown sugar and also just plain old sugar. There is oud in the base, and then there's musk and amber. Wow, those notes are so indicative of what this fragrance smells like, but not in that order. So if you were expecting vanilla 29, which is just to say vanilla 28 on steroids, this is not it. I think that the naming of this fragrance was really well done from a marketing standpoint too, and that is to say that they highlighted the vanilla and then the patchouli. If I was renaming this from a realistic standpoint, I already said yesterday that the notes and the structure of the pyramid, those elements are all there and they really speak to what's here, but the order is wrong. For me, if I were renaming this, I would rename it
Oud, patchouli, sugar, vanilla, oud.
That's what I would call it. And I would make the notes have oud in the opening, the mid, and the base. And I would also put oud in the pyramid, first, third, fifth, and seventh. I get something that is not oud and not patchouli that could be rum. And so it's very, very pleasant for people who enjoy oud and patchouli. And now here's my take on if you really wanted a good sense of this, and you could tap into the magic of the fact that we're scent siblings, so we share different fragrances in our collection. So if you have any of these, you might be able to get a good idea of what this fragrance could potentially smell like in your mind. I'm not saying if you mixed these together that they would smell this way. I'm saying that there are elements of this these kinds of fragrances in here to give you an idea. So by way of comparison, I would say that the oud in here is gorgeous, but it's there. You know, Rosaea just did her beautiful review, which I would really encourage you to go and watch, because she really nailed this one. She loves oud, and she does not detect as much oud as I do. For me, this is an oud patchouli fragrance that vanilla is third on the list of what's in here. So for me, it's very reminiscent of, like, if I could tell you what I think smells, how you could get this, something close to this, I would say to grab an oud forward fragrance like Oud for Glory or Oud for Greatness, and then add something creamy to it like Philosophy Fresh Cream or Commodity Milk or anything lactonic, and I think that's coming from that creme brulee accord. And then I would say add something a little bit boozy like Malin and Goat's rum. And I think that all three of those mixed together, or four, or whatever, would give you something very close to this, as long as the base was oud. And you would need something quite patchouli forward as well in that mix. Maybe not something fresh like Coco Mademoiselle, maybe Coco Noir for the spicy aspect of it, and the patchouli. And I think if you mixed all of those together, or if you knew all of those fragrances, and I said mix them all together, that might get you an idea of what this smells like to me, because other people are saying what it smells like to them, and that's what we're here for. So while I might think that this smells like angel farts on a wooden log, other people have other ways of describing things. I have a lot of videos where I talk about what I love and what I don't love, and if you go through them and you find that you have similar tastes to me, then my description of this is going to hit home for you. But if you go through and you're like, she only likes sweet gourmandy fragrances, and you like your florals, then we're going to have a very different idea of what this fragrance smells like. To me, it's very woody, very smooth, woody, patchouli-y, warm, and I really like it. But do I really like it because I blind bought it? That helps. Do I really like it because I just really like it? Do I really like it because Ryan likes it? All of those things are a factor, of course. Do I like it because I want to like it? Yeah. Where would I wear this to? I'm going to wear it to work today, and tomorrow I wore it to work yesterday. I don't know that I would wear this to work unless I wanted to feel really cozy, which sometimes I do. It's a fragrance that I will probably wear when people come to the house on cold, snowy days, probably around the holidays, because now I associate it with the holidays because of the release date. That's when I would wear it. Is it me? No. Do I like it? Yet. And then I want to tell you the story of why my first impression and my subsequent impressions are so different. I spritzed it on last night when I got it. I ripped the package open like a sociopath and spritzed it on, and I let Ryan smell. I had another fragrance, so I called this thing 1 and I called this thing 2, and I asked Ryan, ooh, I can smell it, and I asked Ryan to comment, and he said, well, I can barely smell thing 2, thing 1 is delicious. So right away we have that, and right away we have the fact that I spritzed it. I spritzed half of a spritz because it was the first initial spritz. It doesn't come out as a whole spritz. And so that's why I didn't know that the atomizer was amazing until this morning. Anyway, I washed the dishes, made dinner, washed the dishes again, and watched a hockey game, had a couple drinks, had a hot tub, had a bath, went to bed. That half spritz was still there. In case you were wondering, the longevity through the roof.
And so this is why I am very glad that I didn't just put this video out, because that was only the case that one time. What follows is going to be what happened next.
Good job. And on my way home, day 2, full wear. It's nowhere, mon frere. I don't smell it at all anymore. I don't know what's going on. I'm very sad that I can't smell it. Sad even to report that I can't smell it. I was really rooting for this one, at least in that regard. And that initial spray was so amazing. What is happening? I'm on my way home and I am sad. There's 3 things that could be going on here, and all there might be a little bit of all 3 at play. 1, my skin might be sucking the fragrance. That has to be a thing, because it feels like that's what's happening, because Ryan didn't smell me last night. And even when I went home last night, I hugged him, he didn't smell me. I put on 4 or 5 more sprays of it, and we sat, and he never commented once, which means he couldn't smell me. And when I asked him, can you smell me, because we were sitting on the couch, we weren't like glued to each other, but we were sitting on the couch together. I said, can you smell me? He said, no. And usually after 4 or 5 sprays of something, he can definitely smell me, especially at first. So my skin could have eaten it up. And I ask you, why do some fragrances stay on my clothing? This one doesn't. I don't smell it on my clothing either. And so how are my hormones controlling what sticks to my clothing? This is a huge issue for me. We could both be anosmic to it. The atomizer could have something to do with it. When I first spritzed it that first night, it went and the fragrance came out liquid. It went and today and yesterday when I sprayed them, the atomizer was fully doing its job, and it went. It's gorgeous. This long, beautiful mist that had no beginning and no end. It was just beautiful. That might have something to do with it. And then again, it might just be that different batches had different potencies. What else could it be? It could be that on my skin some chemical thing happens and it just disappears. Invite Only did that to me too. That first night when I sniffed it, I could smell it all night. Subsequent times of wearing it, I couldn't smell it at all. There must be something to this chemical reaction from hormones that actually sucks a fragrance in. I would love to know the science behind that, because that doesn't even sound physically possible. I'm going to insert the clip where I actually talk about all the different ways that I try to account for the discrepancy between the fragrance's performance that first night and then in all 3 subsequent days, trying to account for the moisture level of my skin, the fact that perhaps my hormones ate the fragrance, the weather being what it was. Let me put that in for you. I'm wearing like 10 sprays of it, and I have to keep doing this. I'm not getting wafts in the air today, so I don't know what's going on. If my hormones, it's definitely hormones plus atomizer, I'm not sure. But I'm wearing it today. I'm going to wear it to work tomorrow for my final wrap up.
This morning I showered and moisturized, and I put on 9 spritzes of this fragrance on my body, on my pulse points, and then just generally. And I kept the sprayer very close to my skin. You will see later on, if you choose to, that I thought perhaps one of the issues for me with this fragrance is the fact that the atomizer is so beautiful that it instead of, that the perfume goes into the air and not onto me. So I held the nozzle very close, and 9 on my body and 10 on my clothing. And I was gonna go the whole day, and I was gonna film the end of this video in my car. You know how I like to do. There's no part of me that wants to film this. I don't smell like anything at all. I have 19 spritzes of this fragrance on. It's 2 degrees outside, so it's not the weather. It's not that I'm not moisturized. It's not that I'm anosmic to it, because as you will see, Ryan can't smell this on me either. It's not that I put the nozzle too close or too far, because I've done both. And this, I am not saying this to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm not saying this to promote myself. I am not saying this for any reason other than this is what happened.
I was so excited to put it on today, thinking, yes, today is the day I'm going to moisturize and just really get this fragrance happening. You know what's happening? Despondency. I feel like I've been rejected by this fragrance. I feel like every Kayali fragrance is going to pretty much fragrantularly flip me the bird for what I said about Vanilla 28. This could be Vanilla 29 insofar as nothing's going on, folks. There is nothing going on with this fragrance in terms of its performance. Is it the fragrance's fault? You know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that it's my fault and I'm wearing it wrong.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
And so finally we have the fact that this is a lovely fragrance that doesnn't work for me. But what I do want is some feedback in terms of, does this one perform for you? Have you worn it more than one time to see if there is a difference? That's what I need to know, because I am not here to slag this perfume off. I'm not here to warn you against purchasing it, and I'm not here to get you to purchase it. I'm here because the more we can talk about things that we have in common, the more informed our purchases can be. So if you're like me, if you're at this age or you have the same tastes as me, then this is helpful. But I'm not here to put money in anyone's pocket, but I'm certainly not here to take money out of anybody's pocket. And so that's what this video is all about today and ever. That's what my videos are ever about. It's just community with you, talking about my experiences to see if your experiences are the same, to see that if in future I can help you out with something, because we share tastes, because we share experiences, because we share sort of this thing that goes on with perfume. I'm Julia Graham. This was Perfume in My Car, and I think I'm going to stop now. I think that after, I want to say, there's been at least 20 hours of filming and editing and scratching my eye for this video, and that's enough. I hope that this is met with the spirit in which it was produced, and I guess that's all I have to say. If you were kind enough to stay with me, that really makes you a Scent Brother, Scent Sister, or non-binary Scent something, and we will see you in the next one. I gotta go watch all the other videos about this now to see if other people have this issue.